Hello everyone, in this video I am just going to explain about the components that we are going to use throughout this IoT course. Let's get started. So the prototype board that we are going to use in this course is Node MCU board based on ESP8266 Wi-Fi SoC system on chip IC, and this board is an open source IoT platform using which you can build your own IoT applications, and it is a very powerful board so that you can use this board for building any kind of IoT applications as per your need. And this IoT board supports almost all the protocols of IoT, and you can connect directly this board to your Wi-Fi router. And also this development board is one of the cheapest IoT device available in the market. And let us discuss in detail about the pinouts of this Node MCU development board. Firstly, the power pins available in this Node MCU prototype board are: this is a 3.3 volt pin and this is a ground pin, and again we are having here a 3.3 volt pin and a ground pin, and here also we are having 3.3 volt pin and a ground pin, and here you can find a V in and a ground pin. This V in is a voltage signal that is directly fed from this USB port of this Node MCU. So usually this USB port of our PC will be providing a 5 volt signal. So this V in pin available over here is a 5 volt signal pin, and this is a ground pin. So these are the power pins of this Node MCU, and you can power up this Node MCU by providing a 5 volt signal over here in the 5 volt pin, and by connecting this ground to the ground of the power supply. But usually we will not be using any external power source for powering up this Node MCU in our projects, and we will be powering up this Node MCU with the help of this USB port available over here. We will be usually connecting a USB cable from the USB port of the PC to this USB port available here in this Node MCU. And nextly, these are the digital IOs available in this Node MCU. So these digital pins are useful for interfacing digital inputs and digital outputs to this Node MCU. Devices like LEDs, push buttons, etc. can be interfaced to this Node MCU with the help of these digital pins. So it is having totally 9 digital pins starting from D0 to D8. So D0 to D4 is available over here, and D5 to D8 is available over here. And nextly, coming to the analog pins, we are having only one analog pin available in this Node MCU. So this is that analog pin A0. So usually these kinds of analog pins available in this Node MCU are most useful for reading DC analog voltage signals from the external devices like temperature sensor, pressure sensor, etc. And we will be using these analog pins for interfacing various sensor devices. And nextly, we are having UART pins. So this UART is nothing but serial communication lines available in most of the microcontrollers and microcontroller based devices, and we are having a default UART port available in this Node MCU. And we will be using this UART serial port of this Node MCU for interfacing devices like Bluetooth, RFID, etc. And other than that, we are having several communication lines like SPI and I2C in this Node MCU, and the default SPI lines available in this Node MCU is this one. You can see clock, data, chip select, and it supports quad SPI. So we are having namely 4 data lines. You can see these are the 4 data lines: SD0, SD1, SD2 and SD3. And SPI is nothing but serial peripheral interface. So this is a kind of protocol which is also similar like UART, useful for interfacing several peripheral devices. And by default we are having an I2C line also available in this Node MCU, which is connected to D1 and D2 of the Node MCU prototype board. And these I2C lines are most widely useful for connecting EEPROM ICs and RTC ICs, etc. So for non-electronics background people who are learning this course, you may be wondering what are these SPI, UART and I2C pins. So these are communication protocols which are useful for interfacing external peripheral devices to this Node MCU. So we will be learning these communication protocols in detail in future lectures. And for now in this course, we will be using the digital as well as the analog peripheral of this Node MCU with a complete explanation. And I will be updating this course with new protocol lectures so that you will be understanding these kinds of protocols available in the Node MCU. And regarding the other features available in this Node MCU, and you can see this is the USB port through which we will be powering up this Node MCU with the help of USB port of the PC, as well as we will be programming this Node MCU with the help of this micro USB port. And this is the flash button which is useful for flashing this Wi-Fi chip, and this is the reset button, and whenever you press this reset button, whatever the program that is running inside this Wi-Fi chip will be starting from the beginning. So for resetting purpose we will be using this reset button. And here you can see next to it we are having a CP2102 USB to TTL converter. So this converter is useful for transferring a program that we are writing in our IDE in our PC to the Wi-Fi SoC, that is to this ESP8266 IC. So this is a programmer IC actually. And nextly we are having a 3.3 volt voltage regulator 1117. So this Wi-Fi chip is operating at a voltage of 3 to 3.6 volt, but we know that our USB port will be powering up this Node MCU with a 5 volt signal. So for stepping down this 5 volt signal that we get from the USB port to 3.3 volt, we are using this voltage regulator. So that is why this voltage regulator is provided right over here. And other than that, we are having this Wi-Fi chip ESP12E. So this is the microcontroller or processor available in this Node MCU. So this is actually a Wi-Fi processor, and this is the reset LED. Whenever I press this reset button, this LED will be glowing. And in addition to that, we are having a onboard LED for demonstration purpose, and this onboard LED is connected by default to the digital pin 0 of this Node MCU. So we can use this onboard LED for demo purpose in our program. And here you can see this is the 2.4 gigahertz antenna, and this antenna is provided for Wi-Fi connectivity. And that's all about the features and each and every components available in the Node MCU. And to conclude, you can see we are having a 32-bit processor ESP12E in this Node MCU prototype board, and its operating voltage is 3 to 3.6 volts, and the average current consumption for this device is 80 milliamps. And usually all the microcontrollers that we are using will be having a particular frequency. Based on that frequency, we can decide the speed of the microcontroller or microprocessor. So the maximum frequency at which this device can operate is 80 megahertz, and it is having a flash memory up to 4 MB. So this is the program memory actually, and the data RAM available inside this Node MCU is around 64 KBs. And as we discussed, we are having 9 digital pins, 1 analog pin, 1 SPI port, 1 UART port, 1 I2C port. And since we are having digital lines, we can also demonstrate one wire protocol in this Node MCU. And the Wi-Fi standard it supports is IEEE 802.11 B/G/N protocol. And other components that we are going to use in this course for demonstrating our projects are we will be using some LEDs, push buttons, and variable resistor. So we will be using this variable resistor for demonstrating the analog peripheral of the Node MCU. And that's all about the introduction lecture for Node MCU development board that we are going to use. And I hope you understood what are all the components that we are going to use throughout this course, and each and every components available in this Node MCU development board. See you in the next lecture. Thanks for watching.